Okay, today we're doing something different. We're not just going to do a face paint. We are going to stick on prosthetics and do a blood, gore, lumpy pussy type thing, which is fantastic because, you know, that's how we roll. First, you got to prep your skin, so prep your face, give it a clean, make sure you got no crap on your face, don't have moisturizer and that. Then we want Pros-Aid, which is, or prosthetic adhesive, which is a glue for the prosthetic to stick on your face or your arm or wherever you're going to stick them. Make sure you've got everything you need first and get all your glue to the edge of the prosthetic. Don't forget to get the edge, otherwise you are trying to lift it and glue under the edge, and that never works either. Then you have to decide where you're going to place them. Usually you decide where you're going to place them first before placing them, but I like to be a surprise for myself because that's just the way I am. And here we go. It's not under the edge and it's not going to stick. Like I said, you got to know where you're sticking them first. My prosthetics are this colour before you come at me in the comments, because I make my own and I did it on a clay mould, so it has the colour residue of the clay mould, which is great because then it also means that some colouring is already done. Now beware, be careful with Pros-Aid because it sticks, and it sticks well, and you will stick your fingers together most likely. It is not something to put anywhere near your eyes, so do not do that, and do not do it thinking, oh, I'll just pull it off, because it will rip your skin. It needs time to set, and you don't want to rip it and rip skin with it, because that's not ideal. Not ideal at all. Make sure you're using something that you don't care if it gets destroyed, because the glue is going to destroy it. So I use actually old COVID swabs that are brand new in their packet still, and I use cotton wool buds or balls. I have destroyed many a paintbrush using it because it does dry so quickly, and then it just creates so many problems with it drying so quickly. Stick some next to the mouth. My fake skin is glycerin and gelatin and water, equal parts of each. Because I'm allergic to latex, I had to find an alternative where I could make my own fake skin and my own fake latex or latex type products. And then because I do make it at home and I can make it on the spot, it also means that I can have it as a liquid form to also put on my face to go around scars and create other type of skin conditions. Which, you know, that's always a good thing too. The more gross the skin condition looks, the better it is. So weird having something on my face like this. It's weird to talk with something on your face that's stuck, because you just want to gouge it off. But that's okay. You kind of get used to it. And then just after you get used to it, you end up pulling it off, because then you're done with what you actually needed it for. Usually is how it goes. Just going to do a little bit here. You got to remember, when it comes to lumpy, pussy, bloody, gross, yuck, infection type things like this that you're creating, that is usually around the wet areas. Because that's how the infection sets in, is around the wet areas, either through biting or bacteria. So the eyes, the nose, definitely the mouth, And then that's how it usually spreads across the face. It starts within the sort of T-zone region as well. All right. Now, where are we gonna put this one? Fits like a glove. Just be careful if you are pulling it off without the help of any adhesive remover, especially when it comes to having it in soft sections of the eye. It's gonna hurt to come off. So be gentle if you're not using adhesive remover. If you're just ripping it off like a band-aid. Yeah, see, I don't think I like that there. So see, look, that's 30 seconds and it's already stuck like that. That's why I say be careful. Give that a wipe off. Yeah, I think that was too much for that spot. Sometimes you can sort of lay it out and you're like, yeah, I like this or I like that, and it doesn't go to plan at all. Yeah, I think up there might actually suit it better. Or sort of coming around. Yeah, I think we'll do that. You have to play with them, work out what's best, where, what suits what. That's how you learn, is by playing and trying to figure out best positions. And sometimes, look, sometimes the latex design is designed, like the scars and stuff are designed for a specific spot, but it doesn't always work that way, because every face is different. Some of them are more suited to longer faces, some of them are more suited to rounder faces, bigger faces. Some people have small foreheads so they don't fit. Some people don't have a big enough chin. So it all depends on your surface area that you're working with as well. Nice. Nice and pussy and gross. Which is what we want. And do we stick a bit? No, see, I don't think we actually need this piece. You've got to remember less is more, and you don't want to overload the face with something that's not going to work. It is definitely less is more kind of moments when it comes to putting on prosthetics, depending on the character. Obviously some characters are full face prosthetics and you've got big pieces and all that, but that's okay. Like, not everything does need that. All right, now when it comes to doing prosthetics like this, we generally use colour wheels. These are Krylon colour wheels, by the way. Oh no, this one's Meren actually. But this one's Krylon, I think. Yeah, this one's Krylon. And this one's known as a zombie wheel, and this one is the bruise wheel. And it's a cream base, so it doesn't dry, which depending on what you're doing can be an issue, because if you've got to get changed afterwards, you can't, or you can, you've just got to be super careful, because it means it could smudge, come off on the clothes, everything, which is, you know, not ideal, obviously. So this is a blend-in finishing powder by Krylon, and it's skin color or tan. And this one is the same thing, blend-in finishing powder, only this one's white, and it's by Krylon as well. We're also going to use this sponge, which is for blood, and it's known as a stipple sponge, so you can do stippling and do scratches with the blood, and it will look a lot more real. And of course we have Fake Blood by Krylon. This is Fresh Scratch, so it'll dry hard but look wet, so you can put it on, let it dry, and then you can actually do whatever you want with it. So if you want to get changed, or if you want to touch things, you can touch the blood at the very least. You can, instead of using these cream based type color wheels, you can use the face paints that I normally use from Tag, and I can't even think what the other one is, because they're water based, so that, and they do dry, which gives you that better mobility. But if you're after something that's thicker, looks wet, looks pussy, looks gross, blah blah blah, then definitely use a cream base. That way then you know you've got your colors in, you know it's going to be that extra oomph. Just depends what time you got and what look you're going for, really, at the end of the day. All right, we are gonna pop some black. Or is it dark brown? I think it's dark brown, maybe. I don't know. Pop some in and around, because we want it to look gross. That's the main objective, is to make it look super gross, which is, you know, always nice. It's not something you probably always think about, is making something look super gross. Normally you're trying to make it look good or pretty or nice. But we don't do nice. We don't do nice. Go in with some red. Make sure to get it on your normal skin as well, because that's how you're going to blend the fact that it's even a prosthetic. Normally I would make up some of the other fake skin and use that as well to add to the edges, but I just don't think it's going to be needed, because it would just be too much, if that makes sense. Because then you'd have this and then you layer in more fake skin. It's just, yeah, not necessarily needed. We're going to go in with this mustardy colour. And we're going to pop it on the tops of the lumps so they have the pussy look about them. I know it looks like a hot mess right now, but trust me, it'll all start to come together because you've got to layer the different things. It's not just a matter of just throw it on and it's done. Like, it's already starting to look pretty gross. Right. So gross. So amazing and gross. It's what you want. It's already starting to look good. Alright. Now, it's a nice big lump that needs to be like popped. That's what it looks like. Just want to come up there. Yeah. You just want to come up and pop the zit. Definitely. Okay. Now, just try to think what we need next. Alright, so now what we're going to actually do is go in with some, believe it or not, some eyeshadow. You need a good palette that's got black, reds, browns. So I find, not this one, that's not what I'm after. I find I actually use for this a lot is my James Charles and Morphe, or Morphe James Charles kit, because it's got so many colors. It's got the browns, the blacks, the reds, and you can create a look, add in some extra skin tones around what you're after, and use it kind of like a dirt. If you don't have a dirt, because not everyone has dirt, you can actually get these in a powder form, like black and dark brown, for doing dirt marks. But I'm out of dirt, and dirt's not as easy to come by as what this palette is. And as you can tell, you're not actually using much. So for me, it's not always worth buying unless I have a big project that I'm doing. Or if I'm working for a production company, or if I'm on a small movie, student film, anything like that, doing stuff like this, then yes, I will buy some because I can use it later. And I can then also usually keep the product, but 9 times out of 10 they've got it anyway. It just adds to the zombie look, the pus look. Makes you look gross. Don't forget to use other colours like light browns, dark browns, even your light browns. They all add to the dirty look, because you've got your dirt and your smudging as well. You're not always, dirt's not meant to be clean and precise, especially not if you're a zombie or a serial killer or something along those lines. And different depending on when this came about, like they started to make a change, so to speak. You've got to add some lighter colors because the skin and the bruising is different for different times. So it's a fresh one same day versus 3 days later, the bruising is going to be different, the color is going to be different. And I find with the powder or using eyeshadow like this, you can get a better effect than always using the cream. Can't always get it with the cream. Where the powder, you've got more chance of getting it to go across the face or up the face and smudging it out. Gonna come for you. I'll come and I'll get ya. With the different browns that you use too, don't forget different browns have different hues, and the different hues and the different colors that make the brown make doing this type of thing amazing, depending on what effect you're actually after and how dead you want to look and how you dyed. Like this, you want to be sunken in. We don't want it to look pretty. There's no such thing as a pretty zombie. Well, you're not after being a pretty zombie or a pretty pus-ridden thing. What you're after is being gross. And if you want to be gross, then there ain't no room for pretty. But yeah, don't forget to, when you're doing things, to add dirt and marks and even some scratches of blood to the forehead, because you're going to look really gross, really feral down here, and then you got this pristine clean forehead. That's not how this works. Pristine clean does not know what we're after. So yeah, do we want to add a bit more black? Not sure if we actually need black. No, see, I think the dark brown, almost black, works better in our favor for this. It's more the look we're trying to achieve. And come along with more past that. Noise is the exercise ball I'm sitting on. So don't worry thinking something's going on over here, because it's not. Alright, now we come in with actual reds. Layer the color, layer the look, And I don't mean Princess Leia, I mean layer. Balance it out with a little bit of green. I know that probably seems a bit weird, but that's why it's on the color wheel, because it adds a completely different look to it. Alrighty. Now I think we just add blood. Blood is always a good thing. Just add some mess. Guess that's some dirt. Alright, now blood time. I look a bit dead and gross. That's what we're going with. That's what we want. Dead and gross. Oh, so I knocked the camera. What we're also going to do is pop a little bit on this stippling brush, or pop, actually we're just going to do a bit of a line like that. And I'm going to grab this stippling brush. Zombie or burnt, not sure which one we are now. We look more burnt than we do zombie, with a nice big gravel rash on our forehead. All right. It's coming together. I think we look pretty good so far. Just add a bit more. So we're a little bit more pussy. Tell you, if we had classes like this back in school, how amazing would it have been? How much more fun school would have been. All right, I think that's it. I think we have achieved the look we were going for. Amazing. Ready for my close-up. Bye guys.